Do come in. Be sure to shut the door firmly behind you if you would. I don't want any drafts. Could be disastrous, but never mind that. Come in, come in. Make yourself comfortable. Would you like any mead, wine, bread? No? Well, straight to business then. All right, if you insist. What can I do for you? Letter. Yes. Now that you mention it, I did get a very peculiar letter telling me to expect an arrival around this time. That must be you then. I was honestly wondering if anyone was going to show. Your letter didn't exactly inform me of much, and there was no name. It was a really odd message, if I do say so myself, but it had piqued my curiosity, so lucky for you, I didn't toss it out. I think anyone else would have tossed it and regarded it as madness, but there was something about it that really just struck me. And here you are. And on that subject, may I ask who you are? Really now, you're about to entrust me with what I presume is a dire situation, yet you won't give me your name. Do you think that wise? If you want me to help you to my full ability, then I'm going to need a little faith and a little bit of coin, but we'll discuss that once I'm certain I know what we're dealing with. She cannot be trusted. Do not trust her. She is a liar. I'm going to assume that you know who I am and what I do, or you wouldn't have contacted me. But I'll give you the rundown. My name is Aurora, and frankly I am the best at what I do. There are a few ailments, a few diseases, a few curses that I cannot cure. And I'm sure you're aware of what makes me different from your traditional healer. Traditional healers are typically aligned with the divines or follow the strict rules they sold themselves to when they acquired their trait from Winterhold. But not I. When it comes to my clients, my patients, I will do anything to remedy their situation, which can get nasty and ethnically questionable where some things are concerned, especially some of those nasty curses. You employ me, you make a deal with me, and my services are yours and yours alone until the final outcome is reached. Whatever must be done to cure you or prolong your life or achieve your desired goal, I will do it. If your medicine requires the heart of a woman widowed on her wedding night ripped out of her chest by the new moon, then it shall be done. No one else will do for you what I can, at least not as well as I can do it. There is no traditional healer who would do these things for you, and there is no non-traditional healer who can do what needs to be done as well as I can. And I am not simply saying this to sell you my services. My record speaks for itself. You don't look like the ignorant sort, and I'm going to say you came straight to me because you are well aware of my ability. Am I wrong? I didn't think so. I also doubt you would have come here if you weren't ready to pay the price. I require an upfront consultation fee. Some remedies only take a few sessions. Some have only taken one. Sometimes continuous treatment is needed for the rest of your natural life. You will pay me every session, as well as any additional fees if anything drastic needs to be done. But the real price will need to be paid until after you have become remedied. But I require continuous payments as a show of good faith. The moment you cease to pay me, what you owe me is the moment our contract is over and your days become numbered.
She dares to make a pact against your life. Kill her. Be done with her.
If the desired outcome is not achieved or is not able to be achieved, and there is no way to remedy you, then you will not pay the final price. However, the fees from our sessions and our consultations are non-refundable. You are free to stop treatment at any time. You will not have to pay the end price, but I will charge you for basically wasting my time. Occasionally, a complete cure of whatever ails you is impossible to obtain. Sometimes all I can do is prolong your life. Sometimes through continued treatment. I look at situations case by case and adjust accordingly. Do you have any questions about payment?
Do not agree. She cares for nothing but your She helps no one. Don't you see, listener? She is taking you for a fool. No fool. Do not fall for her schemes. Give her nothing. Give her leave.
The consultation fee is 1,000 gold, so either you pay this or you leave. I will do nothing for you or discuss anything further with you unless this fee is paid. Very well. The first order of business is to discern what is wrong with you. Once we do that, I will lay out a treatment plan and we will sign a contract. I will go ahead and tell you that I will be upfront about everything, and anything we discuss remains confidential. But I need you to be honest with me completely. If you are not honest with me, then you will not be able to benefit from treatment. Even the smallest details require your honesty, because sometimes the smallest details will make or break you. Do you understand? Very good.
She misleads you. Not as I would. When have I ever lied to you? When will I ever let you astray? I would never. I am your mother, your knight. You are my listener. Have I ever been dishonest with you? No, never have, never would. We are one listener.
Now, in your letter, you mentioned something about a darkness has befallen you. Can you describe this to me? Are you experiencing dark temptations, dark desires, or dark thoughts? Have you committed dark acts which are uncharacteristic of yourself? No? Are you experiencing a sort of compulsion, an unexplicable desire to do things that you would not normally do? Yes, alright, but you haven't acted on these impulses. Not yet. It's becoming increasingly more difficult to do so. Okay. Now, before we get into more of that, I think it's really important to ask you some things about yourself. It's imperative that you be honest with me, or I won't be able to help you. Do you understand? I am not here to make judgments on your character or on your deeds. I am here to help you. And in order to do that, I have to know some gritty details. And you're going to have to be blunt with me about it. Understood? Okay. My first question is, have you ever been afflicted with an unnatural or supernatural condition before? For example, have you ever been bitten by a werewolf or a vampire? No? Have you ever interacted with a werewolf or a vampire? Have you ever even met a werewolf or a vampire? Not to your knowledge. Have there been incidents that struck you as odd before you began to notice your new condition? No? Have you lost any time, experienced blackouts, fallen asleep one place and woken up another? There are times you don't remember. Alright. I think that before we go any further, we need to do a bite exam. I know you say that you have never met a werewolf or a vampire, but you may have simply been blocked from your memory of this. So, if you don't mind, please stand up for me. I'm going to come very close to you, and I'm going to look you over for any marks that might indicate some sort of bite. Bear with me.
She knows nothing. She knows nothing. She knows nothing. Do they? You have been bitten by some leech or dog. You are the listener. These dark desires you say you have, they are not my doing. That is all you are. That is who you are. That is what was meant to feel. I did not break this point of listeners. These feelings have been there all along. They simply are waking up. You are waking up to who you are meant to be. You are blossoming. I did not need to introduce these thoughts to you. They were there all along. That is what made you destined to be the listener. That is what destined us to be connected. Accept your fate. Accept who you are. Accept your fate. Accept who you are.
Alright, I don't see anything that would indicate a bite or even a scratch, so we can mark that off the list. You can sit down now. Back to some questions. These questions may be some you don't want to answer, but remember, they are necessary. Do you consider yourself to be a good person or a bad person? Simple question. Do you believe you have done more good or more harm in your life? A bit of both. That's common, really. Are you a thief? Do you steal? Occasionally. Have you stolen anything peculiar prior to noticing the onset of your condition? Strange artifact, maybe. something you didn't really know what it was but hoped it would be worth something. No? Have you ever killed anyone? Well, honestly, who hasn't nowadays? But have you taken your fair share of lives, or was it just one or two? Oh, mercenary work. So definitely your fair share. I imagine mostly bandits, rogues, that sort of thing. Yeah. Have you ever killed anyone innocent? Did you ever take the life of someone who did not deserve it? Who had done no harm to anyone? How long ago was that? Years. Alright, so it's not relevant. To your knowledge, have you killed anyone who might have been involved with the occult? No? Ah, a Dark Brotherhood assassin. And that was recently prior to your condition. Well, this is extremely interesting. How many of them were there? 2? Were they after you specifically? Yes. Do you know who put the hit on you? No. You were never able to find out. Alright. This might be very important. I want to go back to talking about these dark impulses you are feeling. Are you feeling, perhaps, murderous impulses? I thought perhaps as much. But do these impulses distinguish between innocent and not? Is it a desire to fight more bandits and rogues, or is it a desire to just utterly destroy anyone who crosses your path? So the latter, then. When you're feeling these impulses, is it more of a physical thing, where you just want to react without thinking, or more of a mental thing, where you imagine yourself doing this? Both? The voice. What do you mean, a voice? As in a conscience, or... So you say that you are hearing an actual voice in your head that is compelling you to do these things. Oh my, well, hearing voices is never a good sign. Is it just one voice? Yes. Is it your voice? No? Can you describe the voice for me? It's a woman. Wait. Did you say the voice refers to herself as the Night Mother? And she calls you her listener? Well, that certainly complicates things. Does she speak to you often?
You are the listener. You listen to me when I speak to you. And when I do not. We are connected. Even when you don't hear my voice, I'm here with you. This woman cannot separate us. I will always be part of you until you die. And you will join us in the abyss, and we shall remain together for eternity.
She is speaking to you now? Oh dear. Well, I think I've identified your problem. The voice you are hearing in your head, this Night Mother. How much do you actually know about the Dark Brotherhood? Well, they're a bit more than just a band of assassins. Are you familiar with Sithis? Sometimes he's referred to as the Dread Father. He's a deity representative of the void and of emptiness. The worship of Sithis is rejected by most cultures, mostly because of his association with death. Now, the tale goes that sometime around the First and early Second eras, Sithis visited a Dunmer woman, and she gave birth to 5 children of Sithis. The Dunmer woman then claimed to hear the voice of Sithis in her head, telling her to send their children to him. However, this could not be achieved easily, so she sacrificed her 5 children, thus sending them to the void to reunite with their father. Following this, many angry citizens killed the Dunmer lady for her actions and burnt down her house. It is said that this action created the Night Mother. At least 30 years after this, a man heard voices in his head, much like the Night Mother heard Sithis, much like you are hearing now. He followed the voices to her tomb, and it was there that the first listener of the Dark Brotherhood was created. The Dark Brotherhood was established and devoted their worship to Sithis. The Dark Brotherhood believed that Sithis is married to the Night Mother, and the Dark Brotherhood members are their metaphorical children. I'm sure you've seen the symbol of the Dark Brotherhood, known as the Black Hand. The governing body of the Dark Brotherhood was called the Black Hand. It was composed of 5 members, 4 speakers, index, middle, ring, and little fingers, and a listener, the thumb. The listener telepathically listened to and received commands from the Night Mother, relaying them to the 4 speakers. The speakers would then issue the commands and initiate the contracts to be completed by the Brotherhood's assassins. Each speaker had their own personal assistants, called silencers, which were the nails of a Black Hand. Silencers could be deployed to complete contracts and eliminate any targets that they saw fit. The silencers qualified as members of the Black Hand, but their existence was kept secret from the rest of the Dark Brotherhood. As the Dark Brotherhood was a shadowy, mysterious organization of assassins spread out over most of Tamriel, the identities of its members were generally unknown by the organization as a whole. The Brotherhood's methods of recruiting were shadowy in nature and clouded in mystery. However, it was known that the Brotherhood did not just blindly accept new recruits and members. A person who wished to join the Dark Brotherhood had to first be noticed by the Brotherhood and demonstrate his or her skills in sneaking and assassination. When a person committed murder, a speaker would approach the killer and ask them to join the Dark Brotherhood, and if the offer was accepted, the killer would be given a formal, organized contract with a specific target to kill. The point I'm trying to get at here is that the listener is the highest ranking member of the Dark Brotherhood. No one knows exactly how the Night Mother chooses this person, but the listener has incredible influence over the organization, and arguably has more influence than any king over their own realm. This position is highly coveted, and undoubtedly there are numbers of those who would give anything to be in your position right now. To many, this is a blessing, not a curse.
Perhaps something happened. What she is saying now is true. You have been given a gift so many would kill and die. The gift of being the listener is priceless, and out of everyone in this world, you were chosen. You were the one. You were special. You are the listener. You. No one else. This is who you are meant to be. You are powerful. You will be in all the realms. You will rule the shadows. You will have hordes and those ready to do your will. You will have riches and power. You will have armies of darkness. The world will bow at your feet, and the very image of you will drive terror into the hearts of mortals. You were destined to make the Brotherhood great. You will be known throughout history as the greatest listener ever existed. Embrace your destiny. Embrace the Brotherhood. Embrace the void.
I can, of course, if you choose, strip you of this. I can sever the bond that's between you and the Night Mother. You will no longer be the listener, and you will no longer hear her voice or feel these impulses. But there will undoubtedly be consequences, the biggest of which is once the Night Mother attaches herself to another listener, finds another host, one who embraces the role. No doubt she'll give the order to hunt you down, and I don't think they would ever stop coming after you, no matter how long it takes, or how many of their own you strike down. You will never be able to live without looking over your shoulder. Never again would you sleep soundly. Every minute of every day you will be on edge. You'll need to decide if that is a sacrifice you are willing to make. You need to consider if it is worth it, and you need to think about what you truly want. You need time to deliberate on this. This is not something you need to make a hasty decision out of. I can sense the hesitation seething off of you. But now that you know the facts, you need to meditate on the matter. If, after some deliberation, you decide that you still wish to sever the connection between you and the Night Mother, then you know where to find me. Alternatively, if you decide to explore this new path laid before you, then you should head to Dawnstar. If you do not return to me before the week is up. I will know what you have chosen. Good luck to you, friend. I have no doubt that whatever you choose, our paths will cross again.